Russia moves troops to Belarus for military drills near Ukraine border, raising concern. Russia has begun moving its troops to Ukraine's northern neighbor Belarus for joint military exercises, a move that might increase fears in the West that Moscow is preparing for an invasion. According to The Guardian, the joint military exercises, named United Resolve, come amid a time when Russia has also amassed forces along Ukraine's eastern border, threatening a potential invasion in the former Soviet country. Several videos from Belarus appeared to show artillery and other military vehicles arriving on flatbed carriages owned by the Russian state railway company. Alexander Volfovich, the head of Belarus Security Council, said in a briefing that troops were already arriving before exercises scheduled for February. No concrete troop numbers or timeframe have been named for the joint Russia-Belarus exercises, which Russian President Vladimir Putin announced during a summit with Lukashenko in late December. But Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko had previously stated that the exercises are to be held in the west of Belarus, near the borders of NATO members Poland and Lithuania, and its southern flank with Ukraine. He reportedly asked the top military officials to set a date for the exercises so that other nations don't blame Belarus for massing some troops out of the blue as if it was preparing to go to war. Read Ukraine government websites hacked. NATO chief assures to sign enhanced cyber cooperation deal according to reports. Lukashenko, during a press briefing, also said that the exercises were needed because of the presence of NATO forces in neighboring Poland and the Baltic states, as well as Ukraine's deployment of troops to the border in response to the migrant crisis last year. In heated remarks, Lukashenko went on to say that Western countries had stationed nearly 30,000 troops near his country's border. Further, he echoed the Kremlin rhetoric that may be used to justify military intervention in Ukraine, claiming that Kyiv was preparing battalions of radical nationalists. Read Ukraine accuses Russia of cyber attacks targeting multiple government websites. Russia denies looking for pretext to invade Ukraine now. Some military experts have suggested that Russia could send its forces through Belarus in the case of a broad invasion, effectively stretching out Ukraine's defenses by taking advantage of the two nations' 700-mile border. Some military analysts also believe that Belarus would not play a serious role in the conflict if Russia were to launch an attack on the former Soviet nation. However, it is imperative to note here that there are signs that Belarus has taken a more active role in its support of Russia in its ongoing conflict with Ukraine and the West. Read Republican McCall says US-Russia in state of Cold War backs more arms sales to Ukraine. Meanwhile, on Monday, Russia's top diplomat angrily rejected US allegations that Moscow was preparing a pretext to invade Ukraine. Last week, the White House had stated that Russia had already deployed operatives to rebel-controlled eastern Ukraine in a bid to carry out acts of sabotage. However, speaking to reporters Monday, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov dismissed the U.S. claim as total disinformation. Read coordination center used during Kazakhstan protests in Ukraine's Kyiv, fugitive banker